Hey everybody, this is JL. Uh, Today I want to talk a little bit about jealousy. Um, I did a video not too long ago on retroactive jealousy. I'm going to put the link below. Make sure that you check that out. It's very important, especially if your boyfriend or your husband or your partner is someone who deals with jealousy in a compulsive manner. Please check that out and share that with him. So if you are a woman who is dealing with a man who is jealous of your past, and this is specifically your past, I just wanted to give you a couple of pieces of advice. One, don't take it personal. Jealousy is a part of this person's insecurity. And there's a healthy degree of jealousy, but when it gets to the point where it's starting to hurt you, your own self esteem, then that is when you really have to take a step back um, and realize that this belongs to this person. This issue belongs to this person. And you don't want to find yourself trying to be responsible for someone else's security because that is that person's responsibility, and you're never going to make that person feel secure. You're never going to do it. That is something that that person has to deal with. So don't take it personal. Don't start beating yourself up thinking about the things that he's bringing up, because one of the things that someone dealing with this type of jealousy is trying to do is to make you feel bad about your past. Because if you feel bad about your past, that gives this person a little bit of security, right? Um, because what they're really trying to do is they're really trying to find out if you have similar values. And we all want to know that we have similar values with the person who we're with, because that's a protective factor. If we have similar values, then it's easier to make agreements in our relationship. Some of them just come naturally. But if we don't have similar values, then something could happen that could cause uh, an insurmountable amount of pain, and the whole thing could fall apart. So that's normal. Um, but it can get to the point where it's so toxic that a person is really making you feel small about yourself. And if you're a man, or if, for the men who are watching this, I just want you to know that um, your fear of losing her is going to come true if you continue to make her feel small about things that she did before you even came along. All right. And that's the exact opposite of what you're trying to do. Okay. So, number two, stop feeding the beast. All right. When someone is dealing with jealousy, especially in a compulsive way, any details that you give that person that you think is going to make them feel better is 99% of the time going to make it worse, because it's going to become something bigger. It's in their mind, it's like you gave them like a little piece of the painting, and they're going to recreate it in their mind. It's going to be something that may be completely divorced from reality. And that picture only leads to them asking more questions and badgering you more and more about your own past. So I know that you want to share. I know that you want to give because you want this person to know more about you. And maybe in the perfect world, you should be able to. But I would advise you to not share the details. And for those women who just happen to be watching this going into a relationship, what I would tell you is to be very careful about how much you share of your sexual history, because most men are only asking that question to judge you, because if they're looking to settle down, they're looking for safety. And you may think that you're having this open, comfortable dialogue, but in reality, he is assessing how safe or how dangerous you are based on your past. Um, so you want to be careful with that. And keep in mind that what you share with someone sexually is something that you share with that person. My opinion is when you start talking to other people about your sexual history with somebody else, you really start to kind of disrespect what you had with that person, or dishonor what you had with that person. And the consequence of it is that you're constantly being, you know, beaten up by the person who you're with now about something that happened before them. So really be mindful about what you share. And if anything, don't share until you know that this person can handle it and it's not something that they're going to punish you for. Um, Third piece of advice is to really consider whether or not this person is for you. Sometimes we hate to lose a person, who, especially if we think that they're a good fit for us. But when you're at the point where you feel like your relationship has become toxic because of things that you didn't even do, then you need to reevaluate the situation and ask yourself, is this something that I should be in? Is this person healthy enough for me? Because it takes two healthy people to make a healthy relationship. And when a person is really, you know, denigrating you for these things and making you feel small and like you were wrong and all these things, um, then that's when your relationship is taking a turn for the worse, and it's time for you to evaluate whether or not this is for you, because the the behavior that you accept becomes acceptable behavior to the other person. So as long as you're answering these questions and you're allowing yourself to be belittled and you're allowing yourself to be really beaten up about these things, this person is taking it as this is okay. And it's not okay. So you need to evaluate that. Now, all of that being said, if you really have to think about what's important to you in relationships, okay? So if it's important to you that you can have an open dialogue about your past, especially sexually with your partner, if that's important to you, then do it, okay? Because there are a lot of men out there who don't care about this stuff. They're like, that's your journey, that's in the past, we're moving on. They don't care at all. If it's important to you, then let it be known from the jump that this is the type of person who that you are. All right, and don't don't stray away from that. That's what you want in a partner. Then that's what you should have, because otherwise you're going to find yourself in a situation where there's something that you really want, but you can't have with that person, and you may begin to resent them or yourself. So those are my pieces of advice with someone who's dealing with jealousy. Keep watching. I'm going to keep doing videos related to jealousy and retroactive jealousy, specifically because it is something that I struggled with and I beat. Um, and I think that it's something that's keeping a lot of men from having fulfilled, good fulfilled relationships um, that are out there. They keep squandering awesome, beautiful opportunities because they can't get out of their own heads. And there are a lot of women out there who are really being, um, you know, really being, for lack of better words, beaten down mentally and emotionally by their partners because of things that happened before them. All right. So I hope this video helped. Keep watching. Um, get the book, whether it's for yourself or for your partner. And it really helps with this. It's called What She Taught Me at whatshetaught me book.com. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.